Welcome back. It's pretty good. Today we are talking about probably, arguably, the most important part of photography and video. Most people don't realize this. They think, or they're under the false pretense that you have to buy the most expensive camera out there and throw away your entire life savings just to get good content or good quality video and photos. And that's a complete lie. And the only reason people tell you that is because they have some incentive to sell you something more expensive. And that's why the major, camera companies, all of them are going to be telling you, hey, increase your video content. Now, in some cases, it does help, but lighting is the most important part of photo and video. And until you get lighting down, I say you have no reason to buy a very super expensive camera. You can simply use your iPhone to film content. I mean, nowadays, this is a 14, but the 15 is probably even better. Just use your everyday phone, and as long as your lighting is fine, you can get content like this. Why is lighting so important? Lighting is going to separate your subject, not only from your background, but also create a mood in your background and in your foreground. And let me break that down. So for example, what I'm doing right now, I have a cooler light right here. Now obviously I've got the TV on with the fireplace in the background, but let me just zoom out. I've got this light back here and it's set on a warmer tone, so when you actually zoom in, this light on my face looks like it's that warm light from the fireplace. But in reality, it's just a light right here. So knowing those little things, using the light to your advantage, because a lot of times in your everyday life, something like that's not going to put out a whole lot of light unless you're in the dark, and at that point your camera's really not going to pick anything up. So you have to think about where your light's coming from, what color tone it is, and how can you enhance it. This right here is bright enough so it separates me from the background. If this was any dimmer, then the background would be the same brightness as my face and everything would just look washed out. So as long as you're lighting your subject a little bit more than your background, the light has to be a little bit brighter on your subject than your background, you're going to be able to build that separation. Now obviously a backlight is important too because it highlights the back side of your head, the side of your face, and this right here obviously is lighting the front. So you have a little bit of a contrast from the front to the back of your head, and it helps build that separation. You can do it with everyday stuff. Just use any light you have around the house. Hell, using a flashlight might even work. I'm using these cheap Vivitar ring lights. I think I got them at Walmart. They already have the built-in softness, so it's not like a super harsh light. It's soft enough for it to not create any super harsh lighting on your face. So 2 of these is $100. If you can't afford that, you should probably get a job. Something like that, just run to Walmart. They have a bunch of these and they could probably have them on sale. I know Black Friday's coming up. Grab you a couple of these and that's a great start just to your lighting setup. This is all I have right now. I don't have any kind of fancy lights. Now eventually I might move in that direction depending. But as of right now, I'm doing fine with what I have. So there's really no reason to change it. If something's not broken, why fix it? Alright, so now I'm going to grab my phone and we're going to film something off my phone. Now a lot of you probably aren't familiar with the ProRes on iPhone, so I'm just going to shoot basic as possible. We're going to try to do it without any editing or post-processing. That way it's something as simple for you, you could just do it at the house without having to buy a super expensive camera. Alright, so this is what I did. I found a cardboard box, put the phone up here, and then I taped the front of it this way, and we can still move it around to adjust. Just so it's super simple. If you don't have a tripod, you can literally do some janky setup like this. So just as an example, I'm going to turn all of these main lights off just to show you what it would be like if you didn't have any extra lighting. So this is where we'd be at right here. Obviously it's super dark. All you have is those pops of light in the background, but you really have nothing separating your face from the background, yourself from the background, or building that contrast on the back of your face to the front of your face. Alright, so that's the overhead light right there. It's not giving me any directional light to my face or any kind of fill light. It's super dim as it is, and if you were at the house using something like that, I would not recommend it unless you have maybe a window or something you could possibly use. But that right there is not enough to separate me from the background. It just kind of gives me maybe a warmer tone on my face, and that specifically is not what we're looking for right now. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly turn on these lights just to show you the process of what each thing is doing. Turn it all the way up. And as you can see right there, my face is already separated from the background. Now there's, from the back of my head onward, you're not seeing a whole lot of that separation. So you're seeing separation from the front of my face to the back of my face, but the back of my head is kind of blending in with the background right now. Now if we turn, whenever we turn this on, it's going to light the back of my head to really build that separation and contrast. And as you can see right there, we're back to what we had kind of with the start on what I was filming on there. It's really not bad. I mean, just shooting with your iPhone, we have it on a janky box setup and $50 lights just from Walmart. You can literally make yourself, make your videos look a whole lot better just with simple lighting. It's just technique. The more you learn about the lighting, the more you're gonna be a pro level photographer or videographer. It's not all about the gear like we say. Now, I will recommend if you are shooting on your iPhone, shoot in just the 1x zoom or the 0.5x zoom. Those are going to be the highest quality image for you. Now, if you wanted to zoom in later on, if you're post-processing or even just like editing or anything after the fact, then you can kind of give it a little bit of a crop. I would shoot on the 1x zoom because it's going to look a little bit better. Now, let's say, for example, you don't have any lights at the house, or you don't feel like going to Walmart to buy some lights, or even use lights that you have in your house. Using a window is going to help a lot. Now, if you are using a light like this, just one source of light, don't do it this way. Just, it's filling your face too much and you're not building any separation. Shoot with one side of the light on your face and then kind of angle it to the dark side. You're going to give yourself a little bit more of a cinematic look just using half your face with the light and then contrasting the other side. It's going to be a little bit more dramatic. Now, as far as background, try to keep your background as far away from you as possible. So this one's a little bit close. Let's move over to something like this. With this window, the background is going to be a little bit blurrier, so you're already building some sort of contrast and separation just with the background being behind you. If you don't have any backlight or anything, I would recommend doing it this way. So try to keep your background as far away from you as possible, and then shoot, if you just have one source of light, shoot with it on the side of your face, and then kind of keep your camera on the dark side. Now, when it comes to shooting outside, of course, today we're super lucky to have a little bit of an overcast and the sun slightly peeking through. This is ideal lighting. But let's say if it's super sunny out or if it's just flat clouds, whatever light source it is, try to do the same thing as we talked about inside. Use that light source on the side of your face and then shoot dark side. Don't just shoot like this because it's going to look kind of washed out in the front and then nothing blends out in the back. So shoot, like I said, on the side, and then obviously try to find a background that's going to work for you that's far enough away from you to build some of that separation. Like I said, so for example, if I'm shooting right here next to the wall, same thing, I'm shooting with the light up here and then I've got the dark side on my face, but the wall's too close to me. It looks kind of amateur. It's not really building any separation from the background. Sorry, they're doing construction over here and it's a little bit loud. So for example, we've got these trees over here. This is going to be a little bit better. Obviously not ideal, but it's better than what we, if we don't have any light sources, this is kind of what we should be doing. So yeah, shoot light source up here and then background as far away from you as possible, and then shoot on the side. Those are the fundamentals of lighting to give you a very dramatic, cinematic look. And that can be applied to both your photos or your videos. And like I said, you don't need all the fancy camera equipment. Just use an iPhone, and that's a fantastic start. What are the biggest takeaways of this video? Use light to create a separation from your foreground, your subject, and your background. That's it, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you did watch till the end, fantastic. As you can see, I'm trying to get this channel going up a little bit. Trying to provide some value to you guys and give you some of the knowledge I've learned throughout the years. So if you could, subscribe, share it to someone else. I do have a giveaway going on. I would recommend going to check that video out. It'll be right up here. Go watch that video real quick. If you want to enter the giveaway, go for it. It's a Sigma 18 to 35 millimeter f1.8 lens. If that's something you're interested in, go watch that video and figure out what you need to do to enter into the competition. Like I said, well, actually I didn't say it, but the winner is going to be announced on November the 13th, which is this coming Monday. So I don't know when this is going to be posted, probably today. If you want to go ahead and enter that before it's done, I highly recommend doing so. All right, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out and keep creating.